The refurbishment of an old tower block in Wirral will see it become one of the safest residential apartment blocks in the northwest. The 10-storey Union building in Wallasey is set to open within the next few months and will be the most fire-preventative buildings after having over £1 million spent on it to ensure its residents are as safe as possible. Learning from the mistakes made from the Grenfell Tower incident early in the year, the owners have made a conscious decision to make it the best it can be. Jonathan Smith has more.
Since the horrific events at Grenfell Tower in June, fire safety has been a top priority for organisations in charge of large residential buildings. This saw many blocks having their outer cladding removed as a precaution to ensure resident safety. Now, the company that owned the Union building are working extensively to ensure what happened at Grenfell will not happen again.
So in terms of the building itself, we have the latest fire safety equipment features in here after obviously the recent events in London with the unfortunate circumstances of the fire there. They've got Klaxon fire systems, we've got fire doors on each unit, we've got the latest sprinkler systems throughout the building, we've got fire escape routes on there as well. The building consists of 42 apartments, there's 4 on each floor, 2 on the ground floor and then 4 on each floor above. Well, the owner himself of the building, he's very conscious about obviously the recent events in London, and the first thing he did was once he took all the internal work out, he said, no, I want to spend the money and it doesn't matter what the cost is, so he's spending up to £1 million on all the fire safety equipment on that. Well, as you can imagine, this was an ex-council building, so it was quite run down, dilapidated. So he's looking to obviously refurbish this. It's ahead of schedule at the minute, so we're looking at December for completions. So he's looking to bring something to the area in terms of finesse, a little bit higher spec in terms of the apartment internal finishes. And once it's finished, obviously it'll give that residential appeal that it's been here for a long time as well.
The extensive work being done by the company sees a number of fire safety regulations being put in place to see the residents are kept safe in the event of a fire. If it were to happen, the building's regular lift is being replaced with a new fire regulation lift that will provide escape facilities from the blaze. The building will also have an up-to-date alarm system, fire-resistant doors and smoke alarms on all floors.
We're doing floor by floor, doing door frames, plasterboarding, skirting and arcs and stuff like that. Just been on it about 4 months now.
Right, with the sprinkler system at the moment, we are currently covering every single flat with sprinkler system, so there's enough in case there is a fire. When it gets set off by heat, the bulb will pop on the head and it will put the fire out until someone turns the valve off. But also there's a riser running all the way through the building which feeds every single floor. And then you've got a valve on each floor to test your floor switches, which triggers the fire alarm off on the exact floor that it's been triggered on. On the second fix, we've then got to run around, put all the cover caps on to cover the heads, which will then drop off if the bulb ever pops, which will set the fire alarm off, as well as the sprinkler system.
Following the news of the Grenfell incident in London, the company worked closely with local fire departments and health and safety experts to ensure the building was as safe as possible. Jonathan Smith, Liverpool Today.